Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings LALATE. The toast is toast and the butter is butter. And I'm here, you're here, and Jerome Powell will be here today as well. Well, not here, but, covered here again today as well. Because Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, will be testifying before a House Banking Committee. Yesterday, he testified before the Senate Banking Committee and gave the best news you could possibly get about stimulus. His comments were that the stimulus package is needed because the economy is not rebounded and won't be rebounding for a while. He slammed critics. He slammed people who said the economy is doing great. We're fully rebounded. We're growth across the board, and interest rates are going higher. I see inflation. He said, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't know your data." I have all his details in this recording. Meantime, the breaking news across the board with new rollout of vaccine distributions and new indications about what's going to happen in the Senate. This week, the bill will be approved in the House of Representatives, your stimulus package, and then it'll head to the Senate. But what happens next week? I have all the details in this recording of Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA, the 6 a.m. edition. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is a big recording with a lot of stuff happening, and today it's going to be big like it was yesterday. Also, like this video because it helps in the algorithm rankings. We're finally improving again the rankings, ranking about number 3 and number 4 yesterday. Let's get up to number 1 and number 2 again. Also, if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. You will get access to PDFs that delineate the bills and the bill provisions so you can pounce and get all that money as a Purple Hawk before the people. The bill provisions are first come, first served, so you don't want to be last in line. The money may not be available later on. Also, over there is an instant chat. Well, that's also Shutter, but I'm referring to the video. Over there is an instant chat. As an instant chat, you can chat with your buddies. Talk about the surfboard, talk about my hair, talk about, I know what you talk about. Just don't talk behind me, okay? It's a good day. I'm so excited you're here. It would just be so much better if you brought bacon, but I just try and I just can't see that bacon coming. All right, with that, there's so much happening across the board. I'm ready to deliver this breaking news, so let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you start the new morning is that Jerome Powell will be testifying before the House Banking Committee today after he testified before the Senate Banking Committee yesterday. His comments yesterday were absolutely incredible. They're incredible for so many reasons. One, it delineated the path between now and the end of the year that suggests that, if the economy is not where it's going, we will have more stimulus packages. We're on the third. We're working on the third. It's not law yet. The fourth is confirmed by Pelosi and the president. But is there a fifth and a sixth? Well, there could very well be based upon Powell's comments. He also gave encouragement about the current stimulus package as well. What was going on going into today's and yesterday's hearings? Well, this is what was going on. Certain parts of the economy are doing very, very well. They are the housing industry. New housing starts, housing construction, housing just doing really well. And so some people on Wall Street, in this case, the bond market, looked at the situation and said there's really great growth in this economy. We're excited about the growth. And then the bond market started trading up bonds, and then interest rates started going up. And then as interest rates started going up, people said, oh no, there's inflation around the corner because this economy is growing too quickly. And we're growing really quickly and we can't have much more stimulus because we're going too fast. And then Jerome Powell came in and said, what the world are you talking about? What are you talking about? Excuse me? You're just all a little bit wacko. Now, he didn't say wacko. That's my interpretation of his words. But that's basically what he implied. First, he said that there is no inflation. He said inflation goals of the Federal Reserve are unchanged. We're looking at a 2% inflation over 12 months. We're nowhere near that. So who's doing your math, Larry? He didn't say or either, but that's been implied. The next thing he looked at was growth. And he said, yeah, housing's doing well, but I don't care about housing. I need to have everyone back with a job. And that's a message you're going to hear on this channel every day until I'm blue in the face, because stimulus is tied to one word: unemployment. And it's tied to stages of unemployment: long-term unemployment, part-term unemployment, continuing unemployment. If those numbers aren't good, you need more stimulus, and you need to keep on having stimulus packages. And that's what Jerome Powell said yesterday. The economy is a long way from our employment and inflation goals, and it's likely to take some time for substantial further progress to be achieved. Again, those key words in that sentence: it's going to take some time, and we're a long way away from. Meaning it's not around the corner, meaning we're not there at the moment. So can you imagine going into yesterday's hearing, you had all these people in the bond market say, oh my God, we're recovered and we're doing really well and there's too much growth and we're all going to, and there's inflation. He said, we're not recovered. What are you talking about? It's just sort of wonderful. He also said that there was no significant imprint on inflation. And he said he's committed to continuing to use our full range of tools to support the economy, and to help ensure that the recovery will be robust as possible. Translation, he says, I'm going to continue to support with stimulus on the Fed side, and Congress should do the same. Very well said. He also talked about the concern about those inflation. He said that there's maybe soft inflation, but this is not where we're going. He says overall, a 12-month basis, inflation remains, current inflation of this economy, remains below the Federal Reserve's 2% long-term run objective. Now, this number is not unusual or different or surprise. I've been detailing this number for a while. He said 2%, 2%, 2%. That's what we want to do. So what does this mean for your stimulus? It means you're getting your third stimulus package. It means you're getting your fourth stimulus package. And it means you could possibly see a fifth and a sixth and a seventh. It means that we don't have a finish line in front of us for this economy. We do have one for the stimulus package. By the end of this week, the third stimulus package will be called for a vote in the House of Representatives and will be approved. But as you know, as a viewer of this channel, and you've learned, that a bill is not formulated into a law just because Nancy supports it. No, it doesn't just pass because the House passes it. It then has to go to the Senate. The Senate is the next day, next week. And that ultimately, the Senate is where you're going to see the big dramatics. It's going to be like Heather Locklear walked into a Melrose Place apartment and you hear that Aaron Spelling theme music. Yeah, you just sense the dramatics kicking in. It's like Alexis Carrington's coming down from that staircase and you hear that Dynasty song. And you're like, oh, it's so on. That's what's going to happen next week. And it's not Republicans versus Democrats. It's Democrats versus Democrats. Certain Democrats want this bill to go bigger. Other Democrats want to take stuff out that don't belong in there, which doesn't belong in there really anyway. And then certain Democrats say they want to go to the mat, but may fold like a lawn chair. You have a whole cast of characters that you don't even need a reality TV show. You just have Congress. That's coming up next week. You're getting a $1,400 stimulus check. All viewers of this channel will get $5,000 or more under the third stimulus package. You will get rent, you will get utilities, you'll get food, and you will get internet. But of those 5 items, only the stimulus check is automatic. The $1,400 stimulus check will come to you starting about 10 days after it becomes law. Starting about 10 days after it becomes law. We saw the second stimulus check. Some people got it in 24 hours. Some got it 2 months later. But the rent, the utilities, the food, and the internet, those are all application-based. You have to apply for them, and they pay you a lot of money, up to $5,000 or more. That's all in the third stimulus package. What else is in there? Children, 5 years to newborn, get $3,600 plus a $1,400 stimulus check. The $1,400 stimulus check comes with yours, and then the $3,600 is paid $300 a month, starting the month of July. Children 17 to 6 get $3,000 or $250 a month, starting the month of July for 12 months. There you go. Let's go up to college students. College students will get $1,700 of student financial aid. Then let's continue further up. If you're an essential worker and worked in the pandemic, $1,500 as an earned income tax credit, plus your $1,400 stimulus check. And then finally, the EIDL people. If you have a business, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Airbnb, anything like that, you can get another, yeah, you heard that word, another EIDL grant of precisely to the penny, $5,000. And that'll pay about $14, 14 days after it becomes law. So those are the provisions of the third stimulus package, but what I want you to know is what else is going on for third stimulus this week and yesterday. The adjusted gross income is how you calculate your eligibility for the third stimulus package. Remind a new report yesterday. It was a great report. It says, look at line 11, your 2020 tax return, or line 8B of your 2019 tax return to determine if you're eligible for stimulus. Remember, it's $75,000 or less adjusted gross income. Also, breaking news yesterday, Johnson & Johnson made a major announcement that 20 million doses of its single-shot vaccine will be available to disperse by the end of March. Assuming necessary regulatory approvals relating to the manufacturing process, our plan is to begin shipping immediately upon emergency use authorization and deliver enough single doses by the end of March to enable the vaccine to 220 million Americans, said Johnson & Johnson in a financial statement to news. It's one of those days. I'm being attacked. As one viewer says, are there ghosts on his set? No, there are not ghosts. Meantime, the Biden administration made big announcements yesterday, more than the ghost on my set, as it announced that it has more doses to roll out. Now, why is it just sort of rolling a little bit of doses at a time? Just get them all out. Jeff Zients, who is the White House COVID coordinator, spoke about the new rollout, and White House Press Secretary Psaki said states will now receive 14.5 million doses this week, up to $8.6 million. 8.6 million doses per week when the president took office. Last week it was 13.5, then it's now 14.5. It's not quite clear why things just keep on slowing out, but there's a backlog of 6 million doses because of the storm in the Midwest. Hazard pay. Hazard pay is getting paid. Well, not nationally. In one big box retailer, Best Buy is paying hazard pay to its workers. It's calling it bonus pay. It's not saying how much. California has big news, and that is the $600 stimulus check. California yesterday approved the $600 stimulus check. It will be paid to people who made less than $30,000. The backbone of our economy is small business. We recognize the stress the state has had on small businesses. Why is he talking about small businesses? Because he's relaunching the business grant program in California. In November, California had a business grant program. $500 million of business grants were paid out, but they had applications totaling $4.4 billion and only could pay $500 million of it. So this time they have $2 billion available, and they will be paying grants of $1,000. They will be paying business grants to applicants who made more than $1,000 in business income, but less than $2.5 million. Great news across the board. And the other great news is that I'm back with you in just a few minutes on the continuation of LALATE at 6:30 a.m. Join me for that. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. Stay informed, stay focused, and save that life for more.